All right, let's talk Jose Mourinho, shall we, Herc? Let's talk the special one, because Fabrizio Romano has been talking about what Jose Mourinho might be doing in the future. Here's what the special one had to say. Quote, to coach a national team tomorrow is an objective. If you tell me before the World Cup, before the Euros, before the Copa America, before the African Cup, I would say yes. But 2 years waiting for that work? I don't know. Maybe one day I accept. So he's looking for work. He's looking for maybe international work. And he's even talking about teams in the Copa America. So you know what we're doing here on Football Americas. We're projecting this to North America. No U.S. I guess we think Greg Berhalter's safe in his job. But Canada or Mexico, Herc, which do you think would be a better fit for Jose Mourinho?
If you recall, in Qatar, we did this exercise of your dream coach for the U.S. men's national team, your dream coach for Mexico. And my dream coach for the U.S. men's national team actually was Jose Mourinho for so many reasons. Producer Beto won't let us go down that route. He only wants these two. He only wants these two. So I will stick with these two.
Producer Beto says, you got Berhalter, buddy. You're stuck with him.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. That's fine. I will stick with these two. Okay. Can we go Canada here? It just makes so much sense. One, because that's actually a team right now who doesn't have a head coach. They have an interim coach. They need a head coach. They're looking for a head coach. Two, can you imagine Jose Mourinho with this generation of Canadian players, which I think is ready to explode? These players, which most of them played under John Herdman and were so stingy and so good in transition. Can you imagine Mourinho molding a Jonathan David, a Kyle Larin, a Shuttlesworth in transition, Alphonso Davies, what he could do in a tournament setting with this generation of players? And here's the best part. Here's the best part. If there is any federation that needed a massive kick in the behind, a massive wake-up call, it is the Canadian Soccer Federation. It is Canada business. It is what Canada Soccer is, what they do. Can you imagine them pulling the shenanigans they tried doing in the previous regimes with Jose Mourinho? That would never happen. And if it was trying to be pulled, we would find out about it because Jose Mourinho would be screaming at the rooftops. It would be a kick. It would be a jolt of lightning to that federation, to that program, one I desperately think they need. I would love to see Jose Mourinho with Canada. I would love to see Jose Mourinho in CONCACAF. Forget about it. We need a Jose Mourinho in CONCACAF.
If you're talking fit, I do agree with you. I do from like a personnel standpoint and also a footballing DNA. Canada's probably a slightly better fit. But I'm going to make the argument here for Mexico. And I think some of what you say about kind of taking control over the federation, right? Having that person that has true hand, right? The power to look at the people in charge and say, I want to change things, and you're going to have to listen to me. One, because of who I am, but two, because of how much you're paying me. Think about what it would cost to bring Jose Mourinho to either Canada or Mexico, right? It would be something massive. As far as Mexico is concerned, Herc, you know that I've argued at great length that Mexico needs to be more pragmatic, okay? Now, they've tried that at times. Jimmy Lozano tried it against the United States. Diego Coca tried it. These guys are not pragmatic masters. Coca's a pretty good pragmatic manager in the way that Jose Mourinho is, right? Jose Mourinho invented pragmatism in football as a strategy, as a tactical approach. So if anyone can teach this Mexican team to be a little bit more pragmatic, I got to think it's Jose Mourinho. To the point about the complaints that we were just hearing, professionalism and commitment. Have you ever heard anyone complain about the professionalism or commitment of players working under Jose Mourinho?
No, they
Have you ever? Isn't that the thing? Isn't that the thing that he's known for? Yeah. You go if you don't do it. He would also, Herc, be able to handle the Mexican press and the pressure of being this manager. This is the one guy I can look at and say, this dude with David Faitel's son or with Jose Ramon, any of these guys, no problem. He'd brush them off. The pressure, no problem. Even somebody, think about it, Herc, like Tata Martino, who had managed Barcelona, had managed Argentina. Even he seemed to wilt under the pressure of being the Mexican national team manager. The only problem here, Herc, is that if you check Jose Mourinho's passport, you know what he's not? He's not Mexican. And everybody down in Mexico seems to be very, very adamant that it be a Mexican coach. I'm shocked by this, right? I thought that there would be a limit to the nationalism here, right? To say, okay, if Pep Guardiola wanted the Mexico job, yeah, he's not Mexican, but we'd take him. No, even today, if you watch the coverage that's coming out of Mexico, they're still talking about where Jose Mourinho is from and not the fact that he's just an amazing coach who Mexico would be lucky to have. That to me, Herc, is crazy. Jose Mourinho to El Tri, I take it in a second.
Listen, I would take Jose Mourinho to CONCACAF in a second, and you're crazy if you say no. He would be immediately the best coach that's ever coached in CONCACAF. He's one of the best coaches in the history of the game. But there are certain scenarios where I would not want to see Jose Mourinho. Based off player personnel, based off DNA, based off just environment. And Mexico may be one of them. I would love to see him with the Mexican press. It would be gold. I am part of that press. I would love to have him there. It would be a sight to behold. I don't see it, though. I don't see Jose Mourinho is going to have his pick as well. I don't see Jose saying this right here. That one works for me when it comes to Mexico.
The Mexican job, not attractive enough for one Jose Mourinho, according to Hercules Gomez.